Sorry.
TSA. He's breaking into airports and dancing with TSA agents.
He's TSA two-stepper. He's taking them for a ride. He's sneaking past them with his moves.
Dude, I'll tell you guys something right now that might get me on a no-fly list. So for 3 or 4 times now, so I'm on the road, I'm a guitar tech, so I take a lot of tools.
You do guitar too?
Yeah. Well, the guitar and keyboard.
Yeah.
Keyboard is like
They're both string
the aspiration, but guitars is like something you gotta know just to be a tech in general.
You're not a musician.
But anyways, so I went through TSA, the Nashville TSA, like 3 or 4 times now with like a 3-inch blade, just in my backpack.
What's
one of the times was on 9/11. Like it was the anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah,
Watch this, you.
that's the worst time to bring a
like
weapon.
it was
That's like the Super Bowl for them. That's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
solely
We're not gonna let it happen.
solely accidental. Like did not
23 years
try to like see what I can get away with. Like totally accidental for like 2 or 3 times. Just because the bag I have, like stuff always gets lost in it. Like
they
specifically
got
this
me
one knife
on a blade one time, which I was like, "Am I going to jail?" I didn't even realize it was in there. And they're like, "Do you have any weapons in the bag?" I'm like, "No, I don't have any weapons in the bag." And she's like, "What's this?" Shing. And
pull down my
That's not a weapon. It's a tool. It's actually a tool.
If you know how to use it.
Yeah. I don't use it like a weapon. I use it like a tool.
Is there a limit on it? Is there a limit on the size? Like, can you have like
I don't think it's any blade.
Can you have a centimeter blade?
Taylor, it's not the size. It's not the size that matters. It's how you use it. You know that.
It's how you use it. It's how you use it.
And a 3-inch blade is huge.
If you know how to use a 3-inch blade, you're good.
Yeah, probably like that.
No, but
3 inches.
you have to. They got me on a
this or something.
what's it called? You know those little credit card things? They're like metal. They're like a multi-tool, like those little credit card multi-tool things that like have like different. Like they got me on one of those one time.
Oh,
Just
really?
fully like, and like yet I can sneak a 3-inch serrated blade.
I used to have like a 11-in-1 screwdriver that like the handle and the screwdriver would like unattach. And I had other tools in there, but and I would bring them through TSA, but they would get me every once in a while if I accidentally left it put together because it would be over the max length if it was put together.
Because certain like screwdrivers and stuff are different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if I pulled them apart and they were 2 separate things, it was perfectly fine.
Yeah. Dude, so silly.
Yeah.
When I was flying back from Colorado, I wanted to bring, special things back from Colorado because it's Colorado.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Like what, Taylor? Please divulge.
Like green chili is actually what I did bring back instead.
A Peruvian puff pepper?
That's a deep cut.
Sick reference.
Hell yeah.
But I remember because you can only bring a certain amount of size of liquids through everything, And I come back with it's in the fridge right now. It's like this gallon of green chili. I was like, am I gonna get in trouble?
Explain
for
that.
this?
What is it a specific type of chili? Is it a dish? Is it both?
No, so it's the only good food that Colorado has.
Okay.
Whoa.
No, it's totally true.
Colorado's not
That's
known for its
that's
food.
like
Yeah, we don't have
like
good food.
Now we
local
can
to Colorado. Like they've got
Apologize to the
good food in
Colorado.
It's not
Colorado
local.
from people.
No, so it's
So there's no good food in Colorado except for green chili.
But we don't even have green
That's what
chili.
you're saying.
The green chili comes from New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Or Arizona?
Yeah, it's New
One of the
Mexico,
two?
I think. Yeah.
From New Mexico?
You live there.
No, I live in Colorado. And yeah.
What's Colorado?
Colorado. So we don't even have the good green chili. We don't have anything. So it's shipped from New Mexico. But that's the reason. The green chili is the reason why Colorado is good Mexican food. That's just about all we have.
Which,
because
even then, is a little hit or miss. You got to be.
but everybody's got a different baseline.
I went to
our baseline is vegan restaurants and
Dude,
that's true. There's good Mexican food there.
My baseline was like deep South Mexican restaurants,
Yeah.
not even close to the border. Like they're very Americanized. Everything's just absolutely destroyed with cheese.
Yeah.
But then I went to Texas for work for a little while, and I was getting so many tortas and street tacos, man. That's the best.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Originally from New Orleans.
That's right. You told me.
And then after Hurricane
Y'all got some
Katrina.
good food though.
Oh yeah. That's whenever we go back. That's all my family does. Is we don't really plan what we're gonna do. We just plan the meals that we're gonna have and where we're gonna eat, and then we kind of fill in the blanks in between that.
Yep.
But then after Katrina, my family moved to Jackson, Mississippi, which is where my mom's from. So, yeah. And then they just moved back. So that's where I'm going for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I feel like that's the cool thing about the South. It's it is very food.
Yes.
When people hang out in Colorado, it's oh, where'd you hike this week? Or like, you know, how many mountain lions did you fight off?
How many mountains did you climb today?
I've heard Denver people are really
what's your mountain count, bro?
Yeah, 3 peaks. It's all but like in
1/2.
3.5 peaks.
3.5. Just didn't summit the last one. I had to go home. And eat some green chili. Drink some craft beer.
But like that's actually a conversation that they'll have, right?
Yeah.
But like here, it's like it's more laid back, and it's like, you know, like what's your favorite food place that you can go to here? And I was talking to Katie, who was supposed to come for content day yesterday. We talked on the phone for a little bit.
Bailed on
Thanks a lot,
She
Katie.
bailed.
Thanks, Katie.
If you're hearing this, I'm
I
so
don't know
sorry.
you, but
And
thanks a lot,
I hope
Katie.
you feel
We'd like
better
to
very
apologize
soon.
to the Katie community.
That's a large one. That's
There's a lot of
There's a lot
There's a lot of Katie's around.
There might be more Katie's than Jamaicans.
It might actually be.
Jeez.
But I was talking with her for a little bit, and I lost my train of thought. Oh no, we were talking about that. We were talking about like people here in the South. They're like, you'll run into them in the supermarket, and they'll be like, they'll ask you how you are. They're actually interested in it, I think, and they'll actually hang out and talk. But if you're talking with someone in Colorado, it's like you'll talk for a little bit and they'll be super nice, but they gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll
they gotta go
explain,
on a hike or
exchange
something.
pleasantries, and then there's like,
Yeah.
all right.
As they're
good to
walking
see you.
away from
They're slowly stepping away as you're talking, like,
No.
but they're nice.
People in the
like,
South
yeah.
will like get closer to you.
I have
by the
to
end of the
go that
conversation, they're right here.
Hey man, what are you doing for dinner on Friday? I'm having dinner at my house if you want to come eat. Come get a plate, man.
I won't be there. We'll mail you some. Don't worry.
We'll make you a plate for you. You come pick it up. Pick it up the next morning.
Yeah, we'll have a plate ready to go.
I'll see you at church on Sunday.
The first job I got here was a startup company, and it was like this super nice, like Southern Texas dude. And he is like, you know, like, what are you doing around here? And I didn't have a place to practice yet. My kit was just like in the apartment that I was in. And he was like, yeah, man, like, put up your kit in here, like in the office. Like, you can play after hours. Like, you
That's
can
actually
make
kind of
sound.
sick. That is
Like,
pretty sick.
super nice. Like,
Yeah.
oh, really? I was
Yeah,
put
man.
off by it. Like, you guys are this nice?
Yeah.
I heard about it, but that nice? That's craziness.
Yeah. That was the
cool.
thing I felt like was I loved being in Colorado because I've grown up visiting and I've skied and hiked and all that stuff and just love it. But it was tough to like go out there and try to network because we had like very arm's length relationships with people. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we've got these bands that we're cool with. Like we'll go play shows together and they'll ask us to hop on their shows and we'll ask them to hop on ours. But the only other time we're hanging out with these people is like between other people's sets that we are
Yeah.
there to both see, or we're both playing the same show, so we see each other and we yell at each other over the other band, like, "How have you been?"
Dude,
you know, and that was kind of like it.
Surface
and-
level.
Yeah, very surface level, and like and great. So many great people, really nice and all that. But it was just like a lot of people do kind of keep to themselves a little bit more.
Is it maybe that like certain places have? I was thinking about this today. It's like some people have a lot of friends who they see occasionally in like friend situations.
Yeah.
And then some people have like less friends who they're better friends with. And, like they do more things with a
Do you think?
smaller,
do you
like
think-
places like Colorado, like more northern communities. You think maybe they have tighter
yes,
friend groups.
it's
In like the
very,
South, it's more like there's a wider
I've got
networking.
right. Where in the South, it's sort of like I've got a wide range of people that I hang out with. I've got kind of my core group, but I could turn any one of those people into my core group if I like took the time and put time into it, because they would be down and I would be down to like hang out more often.
Yeah.
You know, if there's a person that you want to get to know better or you want to work with on a certain level, all you got to do is ask. Whereas out there, I felt like it was really hard to. Everybody only hung out when there was a reason to be around each other.
Yeah.
And then other than that, it was kind of like, oh, I have my group that
Yeah, I got
all
stuff
move-
going on.
Yeah, there's like people that like, they would graduate college and then move to Denver for a job or something, and the first 5 people they met is like their crew, and they don't really venture out from that. I
Yeah.
feel like there was a lot of that.
I feel like I do fall in that in a little bit.
Not
in some
really
ways.
though,
In
because
some
you
ways.
have so many like random different groups of
Yes, that's
people.
true.
And you always throw around names of people. You're like, oh, so and so, he does this for this guy, and you're like,
it could be
you've
industry.
never even mentioned that guy.
Sure,
that's true too.
It could be industry related, like just like the amount of networking you need to do in the music entertainment industry versus like whatever Colorado has.
Yeah, right.
But it's weird versus the mountain climbing industry.
Yeah,
the green chili,
big mountain. Yeah.
But it's weird with the career that we do because like your friends are, business in a way. Like, fuck, everybody at this table are my best friends in Nashville, but also we're in business together.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a weird dynamic that you got to do.
Yeah.
But I was reading a book on the plane to Colorado.
So studious.
And
who does that?
Please.
So well read.
And it was a Tim Ferriss book, as I always read. And it was, the question was like, what was your best investment that you've ever made? And he was like, the guy getting interviewed was like, it was my cabin, because I'll bring like people that I want to build relationships to the cabin instead of just like have a coffee meeting. Because you have a coffee meeting, you have to have like 10 coffee meetings to equal one cabin hang.
Yeah, that's true.
One cabin hang.
One garden.
Speaking of,
So nice. Like
when are we going up to your cabin, bro?
I believe it.
Dude, I'm ready. Let's go.
Right now?
Yeah, right now. I'm leaving for it tomorrow.
Podcast over.
Everyone that hears this is invited to my parents' cabin.
We will have already gone when it airs.
Right. A bunch of people just show up to my parents' cabin.
Like at random times.
I was like, this was it. My mom specifically was like, I do not want the address to this place on the internet.
It's good thing you did.
Yeah.
Great. What is the address?
Whoops.
You know what? I actually have to text my mom for it.
I'm totally kidding.
I'm not even
totally
joking.
kidding. Don't tell me. But
now you got me thinking about what the address is. I'm gonna have to get that information.
We'll put it in the description below.
It'll be in the show notes. Yeah, that'd be for our Patreon.
I have to go there tomorrow to get one of them.
for our gold level members.
I'll roll up.
The rolls are good.
Rolls are good.
Yeah, those rolls are good.
Dan, you want something?
What
Do you
a
want
dinner. Am
I already had 2. I'll take one more.
or do you want a cocktail? Do you want wine? Do you want...
I'm good. I'm good. My matcha.
I'll finish
There's
this,
also
but I'll get some
Coronas.
wine in a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the friend group thing is interesting though, because like if you are like doing the standard accounting job, where it's like it's very clear that when you show up in your cubicle, like those are your work friends. You only see them when you're working, and then you have your acquaintances outside that you run into the supermarket. Like, oh hey, like how have you been? Holy shit, I forgot you existed.
Like you've met them once or twice, and like y'all hit it off when you met. Like,
right. They're there. Like, okay, sure. Yeah. And then you have the people that like, you see for game night or whatever.
Yeah. I have one of those jobs kind of right now, and it's very much like that. There's only one person who's also around my age who's pretty cool that I'll go and hang out with them.
Yep.
But also in that sense, it's also me trying to expand my friend group / social circle a little bit, so that's fun.
Yep.
But other than them, like I could not care less if I saw anybody else after I leave that
thanks,
office. Well, no, I'm just
We're just hanging outside.
I work with him, but he's not the guy. No, but it's just they're great people to work with, but you're just done with them after sitting in an office for 8 hours
Because you're around
a day.
them all the time.
dude, I live with the people I work with on a bus.
Jeez, yeah.
And it's like it's like if I saw one of them out in public, I'd be like,
We'll let you out.
no. Honestly, that wouldn't be the case. But at the end of the tours, that is like when we're all getting off the bus, it's like, all right, time to go home to our
because y'all get along great,
lives.
but you need space after some point.
Yeah.
And my offices, we're kind of looking for a bigger office space right now. We're jammed into the garage of another branch of our company's like office space, and we pretty much just have 2 rows of half cubicles that are separated by an aisle down the middle. And it's just like 6 of those in a row. I feel like we're in a school bus every day I go to work. And I'm on the back of the bus because I'm the new guy. But I get to wheel my chair out into the aisle and scoot down. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Those are the perks.
just riding. he just rides back and forth all day.
I ride this baby for miles.
And there goes Blake. Just riding down that mile.
Yeah, I'll scoot past my desk and then grab onto it.
He's just
like,
scooting.
When I was in like middle school, the back of the bus was like the cool kid spot.
Oh yeah. Same.
Totally.
When I was
Elementary school too.
Is that what you guys called yourselves? The cool kids.
We're cool. We're totally cool.
You can make
This is the cool kids spot.
This is definitely the cool kids.
They're paying Beyblade on the seats back there.
Throwing out Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah.
This is the cool kids spot.
Oh yeah.
You know, I never got super into Yu-Gi-Oh. I did have I had to
Blasphemy.
Me neither. I never did either.
Are Yu-Gi-Oh?
Were you
I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh. but-
Yu-Gi-Oh, bro.
I do Yu-Gi-Oh.
You what?
Are Yu-Gi-Oh?
Oh, I am Gio.
What the fuck are we talking about right now?
I don't know.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
One of my friends
I don't
though,
play anymore, but I used to.
did have like the
a long time.
battle.
Totally, dude.
What is that thing called? The battle blade or something?
You nailed it.
Beyblade.
No, it was like the arm piece.
I never had the arm
Where
piece.
you like
so
hit a
sick.
button and it like
Yeah.
yeah. That alone almost got me into Beyblade.
Yeah.
You mean Yu-Gi-Oh?
I mean, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. I did have some old Beyblades at the house that like, because Beyblade came out in like the 80s, and I think one of my cousins, like my uncle
survived
had
that
a
long?
bunch of Beyblades that my aunt gave to me, and they were from like 1983. They probably had lead in the paint and stuff.
Does anyone know the rules to Beyblade? How do you play?
You just
let it rip.
How do you let it rip, bro? How do you blade? How does one blade?
let it rip, dude.
Let it
Just
rip,
let it rip,
and then the last one standing.
Oh my god.
That's what I thought it
They
was.
live together. You can
Mike and I
tell.
are so locked in.
We adopted a dog together.
The Beyblade
playing
meme
this bit
comes up
for sure.
like frequently. Yeah.
We've rehearsed this.
We're always talking about Beyblade.
Yeah.
Wait, what is Beyblade? Is that where you like have the spinny toppy
Yes,
thingies?
and
that,
they had
like,
the little chain
Yeah,
that you pull.
Beyblade, let it rip.
Yank it.
Was it?
And you had a little
Beyblade?
stadium.
Was there another one?
There was
What's that always Beyblade?
Bakugan. That were those like little small balls that you would roll out. and then
Yeah, and they would like open up.
those look kind of stupid to me.
Yeah.
If you ask my
How do they
opinion.
fight each other? Like, is it?
They just stand there.
Yeah, and they're like worth point
I
value.
think
move it all.
I think they were like added to a card game, but it wasn't as in like Beyblade. Like shit was happening. You know, you were in the middle of it.
It was physical.
Yeah.
Beyblade got physical. There
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
physical
I remember,
contact.
you know, back in the playground days, you know, there was like a whole underground Beyblade scene, and like the baseball dugout where everybody was
The
crowding
illegal
around.
Beyblade ring.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Do you know what's crazy? Is the battle? What is it called? The battle bot stuff they do where they build the robots and the robots go in the ring and
yeah.
fight. I forget the
That's
actual
what
name.
I'm thinking about.
I forget what is the name of that.
I think it's BattleBots.
I thought it was
BattleBots.
BattleBots.
Yeah.
Man, one night on the bus, just back in the back lounge,
Robo
just like,
wrestling.
I might be too old for
after
any
the
of this
show, just like
conversation.
throwing
I'm
that
not-
on. Everyone,
I'm not understanding any of this right now.
Well,
Yeah,
well, BattleBots.
you would like
I mean, I've heard of
BattleBots.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I would.
Well,
I don't
BattleBots
know you
weren't
that
like
well,
a
but-
toy, right? It was like people actually. It was like a
There
show.
would be like a club at your school that
Yes.
would build them.
Yeah, it was like-
I was in that club. For
I
like
wasn't a
little-
nerd.
Wait, were you?
like,
That-
You
literally,
dealt
like,
like you and your
like
school band?
sophomore year a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of
I ate lunch in my band
there's a lot of
room.
math.
So that
I'm
you were
a
a
nerd.
nerd.
Which I love
You were a
math,
nerd.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's more just move
Still
schools.
am.
Yeah, but just went to a different school.
Yeah.
BattleBots, bitch.
BattleBots.
It's BattleBots.
BattleBots.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
They go
BattleBots.
crazy.
They have like saw blades on them. and,
Yeah,
like,
that's
some of
what
them
I'm
have like
saying.
tasers on them, and it's like, okay.
There's like sparks flying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about.
But Dan was talking about how he was a nerd in high school, so we can.
Well, I
get
think
back
we
to
all
that.
were. We don't need to get back to that. Well, yeah,
If you weren't a nerd,
I had
you're-
lunch.
yeah.
My mom worked at the high school, and I would literally go visit
Did you
her
really?
during lunchtime,
Oh, that's sweet.
and then like
though.
have lunch in the
Yeah.
band room
Yeah.
on a
I
music
in the
tray.
band room.
I bet your mom
And not talk to
I
anybody
bet your
else.
mom looks back fondly on
Nice.
those days when you.
She does. Yeah.
Do you?
It's all right.
100%.
Yeah. I could, take them or leave them. You know.
Love my
In the
mom.
band room. The band room was like home.
It was like home,
In high
yeah.
school?
And we had a
And
kick-ass
there
like
Were you in the band in
percussion.
high school?
I wasn't in
room,
band.
so-
There was this one other. So my high school that I
I
went
wish I
to.
was. Looking back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jealous.
I just they didn't have like a guitar player or anything in the band, and I didn't want to learn a horn, and so I was
Good
just
man.
like,
Good man.
I just didn't want to know how to learn a horn.
Jackson, that's
All
why
those-
we're friends.
I have an
Sort of a
aversion to
horn.
horns. No offense to the horn
Yeah.
community, and then
horn
so
community.
I like my horn community.
yeah,
I do.
yeah. That when they're right, they're right. You need
Yeah.
them. But I played guitar. I was like one of the only other
Yeah, thank you, sir.
like guitar player kids at my school because I went to kind of a redneck high school, and there was the other kid that was into guitar was another redhead, and they called him Ginger Hendrix.
Let's go.
He was not signing up for that. Yeah.
Dude, and he was just so much better than me.
He was better than me, but they also like forced the competition to out of us, you know, where it was like,
That's good.
you guys have to be like enemies. And
Dude,
I'm like, man,
that sucks. Yeah.
I don't want to fucking I'm just playing my riffs, man, you know? I'm just having a good time. I don't care if this guy's like better than me. I'm doing different stuff than he's doing. But they kind of pitted us against each other, and then we became friends, and we sold each other guitars and pedals and stuff. And
Hell yeah.
yeah,
I could have had a sick duo back in the day. If
we
y'all
really
were-
could have.
Ginger Hendrix is.
Ginger Hendrix.
They never
General
found a
Hendrixes.
nickname for me. They were like, well, he's Ginger Hendrix, and then they couldn't think of something else for me. So thank God I
Ginger
dodged
number
that. I was like,
Who's another great guitarist who's not
yeah,
Ginger?
I guess I could be Ginger Page or something.
Ginger.
That's not bad.
I don't know.
Ginger
That doesn't-
Spice. Ginger Spice. That's you.
She doesn't play guitar.
Ginger.
I know, but that's you.
You're no, you're Ginger Ray Vaughan.
Is Seinfeld here?
Ginger Ray Vaughan, yeah.
He would have hated that because I liked Hendrix better than he did, and he liked Stevie Ray Vaughan better than I did. So that would have been
Ginger Ray
perfect.
Vaughan been awesome.
We would have been both pissed about that. Yeah, we always were a little bit. There's always a little bit of tension there, even when we started to become friends, because the powers that be really wanted.
You guys
us
started
to
dating
hate
the
each
same
other.
girls.
Fortunately, not. We never crossed paths in the
was
dating
gay.
realm. No.
Well, it's just they never talked to girls.
Yeah, we
There
weren't
were no
really
girls
talking.
at
We were
this
just
school.
hoping they would walk up to us while we were playing guitar together.
That's why anyone learns guitar in the first
can't-
place.
they can't-
That's why anyone learns guitar,
They can't
learns to dance,
resist.
learns music at all.
Yeah, like
that you?
okay, girls are gonna think
anyone.
this is cool. Right?
By anyone, I mean me.
Yeah.
Any day now, a girl's gonna walk up to me when I get off stage. I just know it. I
gonna
just
happen.
know it.
No,
Brad,
dude.
when did you learn keys?
I was gonna say, so like a long time ago, like first or second grade, probably.
Really?
Yeah, my
Was it
grandma
just,
like
like,
chained me to
traditional?
a piano bench, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. She did, but I'm glad she put me in that.
Yeah.
But because now I can
Sometimes
play
you gotta
keys.
get a little bit forced into it,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you learn that you love it.
100%.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
There's
person,
something
not
to
two.
that, you know, like you want your kids to do what they want to do. I'm talking like any of us,
Yeah.
even
Oh,
close
you
to
know
having
your kids.
Yeah, right.
You know your kids.
We're your children. We're
How I would
We're
imagine
talking about
we all
you
have
over
tons
here.
of kids.
we're all on like number 2 or 3 at this point.
Yeah, I've got
so,
6 kids.
You know, yeah,
None of them
yeah.
play
Brad
music.
can't stop having kids. We're actually about to
I don't
have
know where they
problem.
are, who their moms are.
They're scattered across
Meanwhile, you're
the
drinking on a
country.
podcast on a Tuesday.
But, like,
Or Monday.
Get this
yeah.
man off
I'm
the
sure I
He's
got
going for
fucking
Genghis
kids
Khan's
somewhere.
record, is what he's doing. He's going for Genghis Khan's record.
Yeah,
Genghis Khan had it right. Cut that.
Pumpernickel.
But you know, 1/6 of children born after 2050 are gonna have Brad's DNA.
Oh my god.
1 out of 6.
That's so soon. That's like not even 20 years.
to work.
I mean,
Yeah,
what it is, yeah, it is. But
yeah.
no, okay, back it up.
You do have
I
to,
learned
like-
keys.
Yeah. keep it.
I learned keys, and yeah, I played classical for a long time. When I got to high school and middle school, I started playing like I was in musicals, so I realized I could play like Phantom of the Opera, but like in a super like a weird like pop style. I was like, okay, I can make like
that's
any
cool.
key, like I can like actually like use this to like
Hell yeah.
Love Phantom of the
Was
Opera.
that
play
like
pop
a-
song. And I was playing like country songs before that, but just learning by ear, like via the radio and stuff. But then I started like in high school. I moved to Franklin after sophomore year, and a buddy of mine named Adam Story, who plays for Drake Milligan now, me and him would go to the like choir room every day during lunch and just play keys. And then like two periods later, like when I was a senior, like in Latin class, and
Nice.
the language that everyone uses now that I really needed to know.
Yeah. Yes. The very
You probably thought you were
common
going to go to like
language.
med school or something back in the day.
Yeah. I know I didn't.
You can
That was the
only
fun part.
order food in Latin.
I had no use for it.
around Nashville.
The teacher was just one of the best teachers in the school, and like he was super cool. Like taught us all kinds of mythology and stuff. And
Yeah.
but he would always let me go play
Oh,
because like I had good grades in the class, and like
Yeah.
towards the end of the year, it's just like I was already not
yeah,
taking
go
the
for it.
exam. So
I
just
think
went and
that's
played
kind of
piano.
cool, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
as long as kids are getting their shit done, you know, they're not failing the class.
true.
Let 'em
Especially
have
if they're
fun.
exceeding, you know,
Yeah.
give them a little bit of a
I was in a
leash.
class
Yeah,
with I
they
was a
need to
senior in a class
explore,
with like
you know.
sophomores and stuff, and so he was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would
play
have
piano.
been a little
Yeah.
bit more adventurous.
You're here to,
back
like-
in
You're like
day.
the fifth
learn a
grader.
dead language.
Yeah.
I was,
You don't need this.
I was a goody two shoes.
Dude, but like I almost think you don't have to do good in school either. Like
You don't.
some of the most successful people that I like follow, like were pretty trash in school and like dropped
or they
out.
dropped out. Yeah, exactly. Steve Jobs.
Not saying you should drop out of school, but like
Everyone
That's what
listening
we are
to this
saying
should drop out.
right here, right now.
Everyone
Drop out of school, do drugs.
no, but so, like,
What's next?
Become
What's
Steve
next?
Jobs.
but it's not dropping out of school, but it's like the people that are good at school have like good discipline and good focus.
Yeah.
So you should probably have good discipline and good focus. And some of the people that drop out of school have good discipline and good focus. And then they get good at shit.
Yeah.
Like
I had
A
to
lot
learn
of people that
discipline
drop
later
out
in
of-
life, personally.
yeah.
I always had good grades, but I was terrible at discipline, and then it caught up to me in college. And then it took me about 7 years of college to figure out how to get disciplined. And
Dude, college will
yeah,
it's once you
But-
leave like the parents' house and
yeah.
you realize you're walking on your own.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm about 2 years behind the amount of motivation I think I should have. You know, like I look back 2 years and I
Taylor's
go,
like,
man, if I
"No,
had
I can't
if I
see
had
that."
as much motivation as I do now, then I would be farther here. And then if I look at that 2 years behind that, I'm like, man, if I
Yeah.
had figured it out 2 years earlier than that, you know.
How do you find the motivation? How did you find the motivation now? Or is it just
Now,
come
now we're
with
getting
age?
deep. I like this.
I think it comes with age because you're like, I'm running out of time. You know, you're like, the older you get, the more you're like, oh, I'm gonna die at one point. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna
Soon.
live forever. Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
die
gonna be a
like,
while,
tomorrow.
but like.
End of the week.
Well, every year goes
Tops.
by faster than the last. Every week, every month goes by faster than the last, and it's just like. Also, I think you have the more time passes, the more of a clear vision you have for what is achievable and
And who you are
who
and
you
what you're
are,
interested in.
what you actually want to do. I mean, that's part of the thing is like, I hate to think about it, but when I was like 22, I had such an unrealistic expectation of what I wanted my life to look like. And I had people try to give me wisdom that I was like, nah, you don't get it, old man. You know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it, you know? And there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing now that's like I'm still doing things that I want to do, but I'm going about it in a much more realistic way that kind of balances all the aspects of my life and not trying to like, all right, I'm just going to do nothing except try to become a famous musician and that's all I'm going to do. And I don't care about anything else happening in my life. I don't want to make any other progress anywhere else. You know, if I spent my entire 20s and 30s doing that, then, you know, I may end up nowhere. And so I'm like, well, I do have to think about
I would
these
say
other
the
aspects.
opposite. Like if you only focused on that.
Well,
You're saying like it's important to be well-rounded while still having like your
right. I think
your
it's
North
just
Star of
important
what
to
you're trying
like
to
It's the
achieve.
debate.
you have to swallow your pride a little bit and be like, yes, I'm willing to do other things outside of the number one thing I want to do to make money, to make ends meet, to plan for the future.
Yeah.
I'm okay doing those things, not because when I was younger, I thought, oh, if I have to have a real job, I'm gonna
Yeah,
hate
then
my
you
whole
freaking
life. Everything's
failed,
gonna
yeah.
suck. I failed. And it's like now I still want to do. I'm still doing music related stuff, and I don't have like a real job in like the traditional 9-to-5 sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing real estate and I'm doing audio engineering and balancing all these different things. But it's more like when I was fresh out of college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, it was like, I'm only going to do exactly the number one thing that I want to do. And then it took me longer to sort of figure that out. And then the motivation comes from that, I think, is like from having a more concrete idea of what you want out of life.
Yeah, it's more clear.
I would agree.
I like the idea of like, even though you are doing a lot of different things, they can all be feeding towards the same thing.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Like if you were doing the open house yesterday,
Yeah.
and like there's a skill that's necessary to be able to do an open house.
Yeah.
Is to be able to work with people and like be able to like relay ideas or I don't know.
Yeah,
It's public
Give out hors
speaking.
d'oeuvres.
Yeah, it's public speaking.
Deviled
Setting
eggs.
up a charcuterie board.
Yeah.
But like
Talking to
that's a
strangers
skill
that
set
walk
Selling
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
which is going to help if you're, audio engineering here, wherever, or like
Yeah, totally.
Or an
being able
artist
to work with
especially.
people. And if that's the mindset, then it kind of is all on the same path.
Yeah, it serves
Where
your
if
goals.
you're trying to be, an elite runner, or
Yeah.
if you're trying to be an elite charcuterie maker, like
Yeah.
those are completely different paths, and you're running in 3 different directions at the same time, and you're going to get nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're making charcuterie because you're your niche as a producer is that you also give out charcuterie, then like it's gonna help.
I should look into that. Yeah.
Have you worked with a producer that makes charcuterie?
He's got a charcuterie board at every session.
I would be all about that.
Once
I
that
would be
compressor
100%
hits,
about
man,
that.
full stomach.
I don't know if I get any music done. I just eat the charcuterie all the time. I'd be like, this was great.
Did you try his? I've got my Neumann nachos.
Neumann nachos. Oh my god.
This is the Neve recipe.
Yeah. I've got my Hammond ham.
No, keep going.
Oh, I'm gonna keep going. Just give me 1 second.
Just spit them out throughout this.
What's
podcast.
someone throw a cheese out?
Gruyere.
Monster.
Gruyere. My.
You got it. You got
Monster,
it.
What is this game we're playing?
He passed.
I'm done. I'm gonna blurt something out in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
We'll come back.
Table that.
Hey, that bit's got legs. It just needs to rest for a second.
It needs to marinate.
It needs to marinate a little bit. Let it marinate back there.
But
I'll put it in a different tab in my brain, and we'll bring it back up later.
But dude, that reminds me of something. I mean, because like I was listening to this guy talk about the mundane life. You know, you're doing jobs that aren't what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
But it's like if that job serves in some way of your end goal, like your end goal.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like, and that's the problem a lot of people have. That's why like depression exists in like the workplace. Like that's why you have like a job versus career.
Yeah.
It's like you got to find a job that like might pay you, but also feeds into
Yeah.
funnels into like that. Like you can say, okay, I'm doing this for a reason. The reason is I need money for this, or the reason is
There's a why there.
like I'm learning this skill in addition to getting money. Like if you have the why, you know?
If the why is there.
Who said that? Who is it?
Dan says that all the time. That's Simon Sneak.
Yeah.
That's
Simon
something,
Sinek?
right?
Well,
Snacks?
the one that said,
Nietzsche
like-
was the.
I'm
What is it? If you have a
unfamiliar.
why, you
Simon?
can usurp anyhow,
author.
or something.
Is that Simon?
He who has the
can't
why.
read.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know the quote. I'm butchering the mess out of
It's
the
not
quote.
right now.
I've
The-
heard similar things.
Nietzsche, yeah. He has a why, can usurp any. It's not.
Oh, we're going like Marcus Aurelius right now.
We're going deep,
Right?
man.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
philosophy hour right
Some
now.
real stoicism
Yeah.
shit.
Meditations type stuff. That's Marcus
great book.
Aurelius, right?
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
Have you read that one?
That's so crazy
I have it, but I haven't read it.
that we literally have just the recorded thought of pretty much the guy
Yeah.
from back in the day. Like he was
Books are crazy.
he was the man, and
Books
it
are
was
nuts.
his daily journal on his thoughts about just like general life and stuff. Like
And it still applies.
So
Yes.
applicable.
yes,
Crazy.
and
Like,
I'm
the
pretty
stuff
sure
he's talking about is like, why does this work so well 2,000 years later? Have we not changed?
Yeah.
No, we haven't. That is the
We
answer.
have not changed it.
We're just humans.
Evolution is pretty freaking slow. But even in the same idea, like you could even apply Marcus Aurelius to your music career.
Yeah.
You know? Like it could all funnel in towards the same.
Yeah. Well, it's,
All my songs are about Marcus
Passionate about
Aurelius.
that.
Everything I write is about Marcus Aurelius.
I don't know if you've heard this, but I was told that that journal or whatever those thoughts were transcribed from, he initially had told one of his servants, like, hey, get rid of this, destroy it. Like,
Oh really?
yeah.
I
Now
didn't
this
know
could
that.
just be a whole bunch of bullshit, but like, imagine
Just like
that.
a Reddit thread,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, it could be. But the apparently the servant read it and was like, this is some good shit. I'm not.
It's like a search
I'd be
for
like
it.
so embarrassed that we're reading his diary. Don't read my diary. No. Stop. I said no. It's for God's eyes only. Yeah. It's between me and God. No, dude,
Jupiter.
Yeah.
Jupiter.
To be clear.
Yeah.
Dude, do you ever get the like inclination to just post your personal diary just online?
I do get the inclination to like post some like ramblings, you know, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Have a
can't be
diary.
too serious on main.
Not
you
a
know?
diary, like a journal.
Yeah.
Journal's a better
Your
word.
thoughts, yeah.
Yeah.
Diary's more personal. Like journal is like
Yeah.
something, but it's
I do
personal,
get
but
the
not,
urge to, like,
also artistic.
Throw a thought out there sometimes where I'm like, but it's like so
I think we
boomer
just
to
need
like
Twitter. That's
I
all.
was just gonna say that.
Yeah, I mean, that's
called
just Twitter.
We just
That's
need
Twitter.
X, I guess.
That's
Yeah.
a
Speaking
story,
of,
yeah.
have y'all
They need to
seen,
make-
what's that new one that people are moving to?
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Have y'all
MySpace.
checked it out? Yeah. MySpace
Everyone's
is
going
coming
back.
back.
Everyone's going
It's
back to
coming
MySpace.
back.
The
Get your
old-
top 10
If we don't
ready.
go back to MySpace, what are we doing?
I already know how to code, so I'm good.
Let's go.
You know how to code?
Like HTML websites. Yeah.
Wait, did
This
you
is-
have to?
this is
Did you
paper
have to
towel, Dan.
code
Paper
to be
towels.
able to do
Like
MySpace
Morse
back in
code?
the day?
He knows what
You
he's
did
doing.
have to, right? Yeah.
He's got it in his name.
Yeah, that's
Paper
how so many people learned
Sorry.
how to code is through MySpace,
Interesting. That's cool.
Really?
I learned through Excel.
through
I
Excel.
mean, the old owner of
If you count
Twitter
Excel.
made Blue Sky. That's where
Oh,
that
really?
came
What's
from.
different about it?
I've never heard of that.
Pinot, if you
I
don't
don't
mind.
know.
What's he look like a
I think
bartender?
it's kind of
He's right
Twitter
there.
What
again.
is Blue Sky?
does
So
look
people are
like
getting on
bartender.
Blue Sky.
Is it all
Apparently
just
it's
like
growing.
It's
It's
all
like
just like
what is it?
words. Like
it's
what
the
is it?
same
just
thing
words.
as
Is it
Twitter.
like
yeah.
Truth Social?
It's not the one that's
It's the liberal
from,
Truth
Let's get
Social.
political.
It's the one that the
Blue Sky.
guy that started Jack
Sky
Antonoff,
Social.
the owner of Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
Wait,
Jack
What?
Antonoff. We got that mascot.
He's
Jack
like copy
Antonoff,
Twitter.
the
It
guy that
literally looks
started
like Twitter.
Twitter and also
It's the same
does
logo.
Taylor Swift's albums.
Yeah.
Same
Pretty
guy.
Of course,
It's
of course.
literally
Yeah,
just
Jack,
Jack.
not Conti. That's
I was gonna
Patreon.
make that joke next. Like
Jack-
Jack Conti, who started Facebook, right?
Yeah. It's a Jack. It's
Just
a guy
Jack.
named Jack.
It's
Jack.
his name's Jack.
Dorsey.
You've already halfway there.
Dorsey.
Yeah.
Dorsey. Yeah.
If you look up Jack,
Yes,
it'll
you're
come
right.
up.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
look up Jack,
Look up
he'll
Jack.
be in the top 5.
Jack Dorsey.
It'll be
Yeah.
him. Just a picture of this man.
Yeah. He's a very
number-
average-looking guy. Like
number
just
one
like he's like the textbook. Just like
Shots fired, bro.
no, I didn't mean it like that. But like he just looks like a guy.
Good
you know?
looking, average looking dude.
Super handsome.
He looks like a dude.
guy.
You know?
Specific
Well,
guy.
I mean, speaking of, we've talked about this before, but what about like the 180 on Zuckerberg? Kind of like people are kind of vibing with him
rebrand.
these days. Yeah, like
seen the
Is he
rebrand?
fighting now? Is that
He
what it
just put
is?
out a song
He
with
just got in
Kanye.
shape.
Yeah.
something. Not, I think it was T-Pain. Yeah.
Zuckerberg is like is like fighting.
He does, jiu-jitsu now. Like
Okay.
Anything
he's got
Zuckerberg.
like a chin strap beard. He's like, he's wearing
cool.
jewelry
He's kinda
now.
got like
He's the
your
next Conor
hairstyle.
McGregor. Really?
you
Yeah, he
actually
let it
look
grow
just
up.
like him.
That's not what I said.
Am I the next Zuckerberg?
You are.
Wow.
Way
No,
more.
you had it
All those
first.
geniuses
So.
look the same.
Yeah. There's so many similarities
man.
between us. Similarity. I can't talk.
People like him now?
I don't know.
anybody
No
likes
one's
him.
ever gonna like Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.
No.
but-
He's trying. He's trying.
He's so
He's
awkward,
trying.
though.
Dude, well when
He's
you
like Elon
spend,
Musk.
like-
I don't think anybody. He doesn't have any actual friends.
Well,
You know.
Dude, well, when
That's
you
fair.
spend
He's just a billionaire.
freaking 15 years in a basement just working on a thing and you haven't
can't be normal.
had vitamin D, you can't be normal.
So
Can't be normal.
I had this
Musk is
point
not
that I
normal.
made to Blake.
Can't only
None of these
work.
tech dudes are normal.
They changed
What's
the
going on?
freaking world, which is, I mean, they did. Each of them
They-
did.
yeah,
The
every single
weirdest
one.
people
That's a
make the
sacrifice.
biggest impact.
yeah, there we go.
So there's
you
hope
gotta
for
show
us.
the camera that.
Yeah,
You
that's what
gotta-
I'm trying not to be weird.
Or
I'm
get it
like
pulled
remembering
up.
that. I'm like,
Get it
wait.
pulled
We'll
up.
get it pulled up. So somebody like Mark Zuckerberg could have looked like this his whole life.
Sure.
And yet he chose to look like the guy on the left for his whole life until
like-
age 42. That's how you
see
know
this?
he's about that coding shit. You know, like he is for real.
He's like, I have one haircut.
like
the
he
haircut
does
works.
not give a. He didn't give a fuck until
He was gonna make the metaverse
Hilarious.
work, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, that he started looking like that as soon as he gave up on the metaverse. Like that's
Yeah,
post metaverse.
People would pay money for curly hair.
Yeah,
That's sick.
he could have looked like that
I would
the
hang with
whole
that.
time.
He was
He
chill
He
as
just
hell.
let his hair
Is
and
it
his
just
beard
like,
grow out.
are some people just too clean shaven? Is that just what it is?
I think so. I think there's people that like, and I'm one of them. Like, I didn't let my facial hair grow for a long
Dude,
time until
the very first Garden Groove video, I think.
Yeah,
second
look like
one
a
is
baby.
you doing a
I need
mixing
to see
video
that.
for drums. And it's
I
in the
remember that.
loft,
Yeah, it's up there.
Yes.
And we're like crouched in, and like
Yes.
we fucked up the first one because I
had
like
to
erased the
redo it.
video or something.
no.
Or we lost the screen.
the
we
screen
lost
recording
the screen
didn't. Yeah,
You
didn't
look
save.
like a child. You look like
Dude, it was-
15 years old.
When you look that young, you're like, if I let this shit grow, there's no way it's coming in as a beard. You're like, it can't be. It can't be true.
There's no helping this.
Yeah, this is just I'm stuck until I'm just gonna look bad later on in life. You know, I'm not gonna age naturally, and then you like let it grow in a little bit, and you're like, oh, there's follicles everywhere
Yeah.
on your face.
it's a
there.
natural thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's natural. It's there.
I rocked a mustache for about one day.
You were
and then,
stashing?
I was
and
hyping
then,
him up so
yeah,
much.
and then I was about to go to work this morning. I'm like, they're definitely gonna say something, and I just don't really want to deal
Did
with
he
that.
cut it
So-
this
I don't
morning?
want to deal with it.
I know, I came
This
home.
morning?
I was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, you weren't stashing. So
nah.
you can grow it that fast.
It's
you grow-
about
your facial
I
hair
can
is
grow
fast.
I can grow all right facial hair, but it's long in certain places. There are other places
Sure.
where it's just like patchy and whatnot.
Dude,
but,
we had a kid.
like
in
right
high-
here, it doesn't grow. Like my mustache and my beard never connect.
See, I got the good
and then I have
connectors.
like there you go.
I've been complimented on that.
Yeah,
before.
there you go. Yeah.
You could do the full like biker stash, right?
Yeah.
You probably could too.
What is that called?
I was a biker.
I think
Chops.
that's what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah,
next.
maybe-
Just
yeah.
let
Yo,
it-
Jack-
let it
Well,
leave
mutton
it.
chops is
Only
this.
this.
That's mutton
Yeah.
chops.
What is
Mutton
this?
chops is down
Biker
here.
bars.
Or yeah, maybe like
Biker
biker
bars?
bars. Yeah.
Dude,
Kind of a sick look.
we had a kid in high school. who grew out one hair. It was just one.
Right.
And it got to be like 3 inches long, and he would just hang on to it.
Yeah, I had the same kid. I think he transferred schools. I could totally picture that.
At my school, they would
Like,
have.
this man was like, you know, it'd be cool.
I'm not.
You know, it'd be like get a lot of
100% sure.
people's attention is if I had one long hair on my face.
Yeah.
They didn't allow us to have
Wow.
facial hair at my school. It was
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my school didn't allow it either.
It was
we
a
went
private
to
school.
We went to
Yeah.
Southern,
Like religious.
like
I mean, it was religious based, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like there's no church attached to it, but it was a private school.
What's wrong with it? What's wrong with?
That's just not the look they wanted for
it's
their
old
students.
school.
And if you came
The
in
one
with like
long
a
hair?
yeah,
They didn't like those
they didn't
people
like
who
they
grew
didn't
That one
like
was okay.
they didn't like long hair either. Like it couldn't be past like your collar and stuff.
Was it uniformed?
Yeah, uniform. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. But I remember like sometimes guys would come in with like a little 5 o'clock shadow or something, and like they would just make them go in there with like a
it like
straight,
military
a little
school
they
type?
give him like
razor.
a 2-blade razor.
a 2-blade like
Come back with
disposable
blood.
razor,
know
no
how to
shaving
shave.
cream. Just get out there and get after it. Yeah, pretty much. Just like good luck.
I remember there was some guys.
Wow,
It was
wild.
all genetics, like just guys that like it
Yeah.
came in just early. For
Oh,
them,
I didn't
you
grow
know?
until like I was 22 or so. Yeah.
And like they would get relentlessly like targeted by people. They'd show up and they'd be like, "Here's they'd give them a shitty razor that they're gonna just cut the shit out of themselves with," and they're like,
Yeah, dude.
"Go to the bathroom,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh."
The thing is, we straight up had a
I wasn't
guy
even trying
who was
that.
probably shaving that morning, and he would really get a 5 o'clock shadow. Like by definition,
Yeah.
like you could have
Testosterone was kicking in nice and
I mean,
early.
because he's balding now. Like it was working overtime for
It's
the
the
man.
same hormone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly,
dihydrotestosterone or no?
Yeah. So you're gonna be going good.
Oh,
for a
my
while.
hairline's crushing it, and I got a track record in my family to prove
think
it.
you're
Oh,
gonna-
yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
back, dude.
I got nothing.
We're going way back. Oh yeah.
Really?
It looks pretty good.
My haircut people are starting to leave like more and more hair. in front.
Oh,
Like,
it's
I
like a
know
subtle
exactly
dig.
what you're
Like,
doing.
I feel like mine's moving
I
back
need
a
an
little bit.
emo tailored.
It looks good, man.
Look, we'll
could
go
really
to
like
Turkey
it.
together.
Yes,
Me and you've met Gavin. We're talking about it.
There you go.
We'll go to Turkey at some point. Get one of those hair transplants.
Man.
Y'all seen those flights with all the guys with their heads wrapped up and bloody because they've all done like hair transplants and
freaky.
yeah.
Dude, it looks so gross.
This
when
is a
it's like-
relatable thing. What? Hold on. This is like you guys have all
You're
been
not
on
old
flights.
enough yet. You're not
with
old enough yet.
Like bloody-headed men.
Yeah.
There's like pictures of it. Though.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's
you guys
like-
have just
like,
seen pictures.
for
Don't act
whatever
like,
reason,
don't act like you know like
For
what.
whatever reason, Turkey.
My hairline
experience.
is solid. I'm good for a minute.
I don't know why.
Same.
Before I got to make the turkey trip.
But Turkey has become the place to go to do like this new hair like not really. It's not a transplant because it's your own hair, but what they're doing is moving hair follicles from the back of your head to the front and kind of
It's
like
relocation.
yeah,
we'll call it,
rejuvenating some dead follicles and whatnot.
As they
Sounds
Turkey
say.
decided they were going to make it their thing, and they're like straight up selling packages, like with flights, procedure, and hotels, like all booked
hotels.
into one.
And they'll like book your restaurants.
Yeah,
and stuff,
exactly.
too.
It's like
Yeah.
a bachelor party kind of deal.
and like so then you get pictures of like flights full of these guys coming back from these things, and it's just like all bandaged up, look like they've been in war.
Dude, it looks
Yeah.
freaky.
Maybe you're
It's like
actually
a
just
bunch of
going to
red
war.
dots.
Yeah, maybe
it's not. Maybe,
we're- yeah, maybe-
maybe you just pay a bunch of money, you
Yeah.
go and you fight for the cause, and then you
They
come
saw,
back.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever
It's a
seen like
scam.
the?
But they're staying quiet about
fight
it.
it.
Yeah, they're
You
like,
can't say anything because you like committed some war crimes. by
yeah,
that
like
point.
we know you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So we have videos of you doing terrible
We'll
shit.
tell the U.S. government what you did over here.
The fight or flight just makes hair grow.
Yeah, your hair still grows, but
replacing
it's not.
it.
It's not.
It's a happy
The
little
procedure's a lot more
accident.
emotionally involved.
Yeah. When you've been in the trenches for 2 weeks, you bet your ass there's gonna be some new hairs growing out.
There's hair growing on your elbow. You're like, I don't
T
know what's
levels
going
are
on.
through the roof.
Oh no, you don't want to.
Oh,
Oh, so you lose more hair.
maybe. Well,
At
it
war.
might be like a just
That's
a,
true.
a
Do we
self-fulfilling,
think you
like a
lose
cycle.
hair if you go to war, or you gain hair if you go to war?
Actually, for
bet
a
you
summer,
gain
I
hair.
worked.
I
with
feel
a
like
Navy
I've
SEAL,
I feel like
and
I've
he
seen
did lose hair
pictures
from war.
of like
Did he really?
before World War I and after World War I, and those guys weren't looking too good. I can say.
They lost a lot. They lost a lot more than just hair.
Yeah, I've seen those where it's like, this is a 15-year-old boy. And he's like, afterwards, he's like a 40-year-old man. It's been 3 years.
I like to apologize to all the World War I community.
all the
Dang, I got
vets.
the vets.
All the vets
Not
that
the
are no
vets.
longer
Do we
alive.
have any still alive? Just
No,
curious.
World War
that's a
II.
joke.
Yeah.
There's no.
Oh, I don't know.
I didn't
World War
know.
II
gotta
there's
be.
Very few,
It's
very few,
dwindling.
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the
when did that end?
45?
45, yeah. So the World War II vets, I think they
boy.
project, I think they project that we'll
Grain of
be out
salt.
of them by 2028 or something like that. Yeah. I went to the World War II museum or the Aviation Museum in New Orleans.
It's actually a D-Day. They call
It's the D-Day museum.
It's the D-Day museum, and they've transitioned it to now just a general World War II museum. It's actually a really great.
It's a great
really,
museum.
really great
In New
exhibit,
Orleans?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And they've got real planes that are suspended from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they've got all these walkways up around them. So you can get up, you're like 30 feet off the ground walking at like eye level to these planes.
That's
They've got
cool.
like fighter jets and like a B-17. It's a really great.
Dude, there's
dude.
one
Back in the
Ohio,
day-
too.
Oh,
that I went to
cool.
recently. I forgot what it's called, but yeah,
was like
we were
World War
just
II.
on-
Like
Yeah,
the Wright
World War
brothers?
II, like air. Yeah, it's like
Ohio?
one of the big like
Yeah.
Air
I can
Force.
get down with it.
When they first
Yeah,
opened,
museums like full on. Yeah,
I don't know when it was probably
I gotta look that
it
up.
was after Katrina, I think. Maybe around the 2010s was probably when it opened. It was at a time where there were still veterans who were lucid and could come and do stuff. So they would have just volunteer veterans that just wanted to go somewhere for a day, and they'd like lead tours, and there'd be guys talking about their units that they were on, like in exhibit and stuff, and
crazy.
they just loved it and just loved sharing their
cool.
story with people. It was
When we
awesome.
went, there
Yeah.
was a guy. I think I probably went in like 2016 or 17. It was like me, my dad, and my brother, and they had the final part of the tour. You go and you watch like a little movie, and Tom Hanks narrates it and everything. And they had that guy's on everything. They got him everywhere. But they had we just got lucky that day. There was
He was actually there.
Tom Hanks was not there.
Comes out of the screen.
It's Saving Private Ryan.
It's like The Ring, but it's Tom Hanks.
That's how you summon him.
You just scream Wilson until he shows up.
3 times, tap your heels 3 times.
Who else that? There was a living World War II vet there though that day, and he was. I mean, he was probably on his way out.
Yeah.
He was. I didn't mean that in disrespect. I mean,
Well, no.
He was
Come on,
like,
we
he was
all
like-
die.
He
We
was
all-
leaving the building.
He was leaving the
heading
building.
Yeah, he was leaving the building.
Yeah.
That's what you meant.
the building of life.
And he was really
Yeah.
old and about to die.
yeah, and he was really old, probably about to die. But he was there, a real World War II vet in the flesh. But yeah, I think they said something in that video, and it was relatively new about how many World War II vets were still alive, and it was like 1,200 or something like that.
Yeah, I believe it.
Wow.
Yeah,
We had-
and that was 7 years ago. So
You ever see there's like a cool vintage airplane at Cornelia? At Shelby? Cornelia Air Park?
I haven't been over there.
And really?
What is that? I'm
Oh my
unfamiliar.
God.
It's a pretty cool
Where'd you
spot.
go?
Yeah.
It's my favorite spot in
I would
all
Where
of
every
Nashville.
every
Really?
songwriter does like
Yeah.
a photo
Oh,
shoot
we
there
definitely
on
have to go
the
there.
landing
It-
strip.
That sounds like
Air
a lot of
park,
fun.
you said, like an east.
Air Park. Yeah.
Why is it called an air park?
Oh,
because
I've
it's
driven
a
past it.
just a, I don't know why.
Okay,
honestly.
so I know the whole
Air park.
You know the lore?
Yeah.
So Dr.
like a
Charlie
runway.
Couts
Who's that?
told me this whole history. So
The musician's physician.
the musician's physician.
plug.
Gotcha.
You can book your
Shout
appointment
out.
today at
I need one, Charlie. By the way,
the Fine Tune Clinic.
Sponsor us.
He's great.
take
No
this
one
as my
is
scheduling
sponsoring
right
this.
now.
There's no shot in hell.
But so me and him would go on runs from time to time, and we would start at Cornelia. And Charlie's so funny. Like anytime you run with him, he knows like the facts of every place you go to. Is like this street light has a history of like some car crashing or whatever. And so we started at Cornelia Air Park, which is it's like a circle runway thing that's here in East Nashville. And if you take one of the exits of the circle, you can go into Shelby Bottoms, and you can do like a whole marathon on Shelby Bottoms. Like
Wow.
it can connect to the city, it can connect to
2 Rivers.
to Two Rivers. Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. So so that connects to Cornelia, and so Cornelia, I think it was a World War I, like landing
Like
place
airstrip?
for
Airstrip?
Yeah, and I think it's World War I. I might be wrong about that. But then the war ended, and they had this airstrip that just like wasn't being used. So a cocaine, I don't know, big cocaine guy, like
dealer,
like making bank. Like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
yeah.
what's
like
the,
not just a user. Like a,
He was
he just was wandering around out there.
yeah, I forget the
A
name. but,
cocaine
like,
guy.
like a kingpin, like a
Cocaine
cartel.
guy's
like
a good name.
narcos
Provider.
kind of
Yeah,
user,
yeah.
kind of
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Like a narcos kind of deal. So he would fly in his cocaine on airplanes and fly into Cornelia. That's where they would land. And like that's the craziest thing I've ever like really Cornelia? Like it's a dog hangout.
They have like family concerts every summer.
And then they bring out the planes for that, which is hilarious.
They don't tell them.
It's hilarious.
Until I turn 21. It's like Santa Claus, same thing.
Totally. And then so if you run out of Cornelia, there's another big hill that you go up. And it's just like normal, like East Nashville houses, like, you know, nothing crazy. But then there's one house that's like, it's this big white house that has like a barrier around it that you have to hop around. And it's got like these big pillars. It's 3 times the size of every other house. And that's where he lived.
Really?
He lived at the top of the hill, and his planes would land, and they'd give the cocaine to his...
Great location.
Wow. He's got it figured out.
He had a conveyor belt. He laid down. And
Again, he didn't sell it. He just used it.
He's just really big into it.
They landed, just like made the line.
It was all for him.
Plane loads daily.
What do they do for the fires where they just like drop the water, but it was just cocaine?
He just stands out there.
His resting heart rate was 200 BPM.
The whole neighborhood's just really productive. It's a cool spot though. Like a lot of photo shoots happen there.
A lot of photo shoots.
It's cool. This was that. Like Johnson Toon is on the other side of town.
And
right?
what's the one with the
Johnson Toon?
Parthenon?
The man.
Oh,
it's a
what's the
functional
park with the
airport.
Parthenon?
Not a cocaine
that's
airport.
on the west side of town.
That's like number 2
What
place
even
for
comes in and
pictures.
out?
We moved out. We left.
Yeah.
I used that airport one time.
Proposals.
For a gig.
Really?
We were like flying down to Georgia
Really?
to do like our private.
like
it was a weird situation.
PJ
Like someone
situation?
bought us out for a show, and like we went down to like Johnson Toon to fly out. We get there, like about to get on this plane, and one of our members forgets his luggage at the house. So we're just like waiting on the tarmac for our guy to like run all the way home.
and
From our
all the way
scheduled
to-
like airport
private,
departure.
yeah.
It's like I can imagine the conversation from the pilots, like the air traffic control,
Yeah.
just like, yeah, someone forgot their luggage.
They're like,
what? We gotta wait.
These fucking guys.
The one
it's a
thing
band.
you're
It's a rock.
supposed to
It's a
bring?
rock band. It's a rock band.
I
Yeah,
can see myself doing that though, 100%.
We were all like, you forgot what? Like your clothes? Like the first thing you
The
packed?
number one thing you need.
Oh man.
Is there a security there and stuff at all, or is it
Yeah,
just,
but like
I mean,
like not for us. Like,
you just walk right out on the tarmac and just hop.
he
in.
like
let you
just
fly
he pretty
the
much
plane
he
if
pretty
you
much hopped the fence and like with his luggage.
Do y'all remember? Did y'all ever get to go into the cockpit when y'all were kids? Like
I
pre
never
9/11?
I didn't
Yes,
fly
I think
until I
so.
was 18.
I got like a little.
You didn't fly till you were 18?
Yeah, dude.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Really?
Just
What
let
do
you
you mean
in the
go into the
cockpit.
cockpit? Like you would just walk in, or like you were.
And then by that point, it was weird. I was up there. And
They're
they
like,
were
what is this older
"What-
guy
What's
doing?"
wrong with this kid? They're like, this is a Make-A-Wish kid, right? And I was like,
Sir, get back to your seat. Get back to your seat.
What is
Want
that?
to see the controls?
What does that button do? What is that one do?
what happens if I...
They used to, like, on Southwest, dude, they would bring you up there and they come on up,
course,
little
Southwest.
buddy.
I like Southwest. Come on.
They would give you
Doing
little,
everything they can.
they give you like a little magnet thing of wings that you could like stick.
fly the
on.
plane.
I had
Yeah,
one of those,
yeah.
man. Not have, I had.
I had got
I mean, that's
one.
cool as hell. Yeah,
It's
I like
somewhere,
that.
and then
Kept it
9/11 freaking happened.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
And
Once
now
again.
kids
We
might
got
be
all,
terrorists too.
yeah. What are you like gonna let a 5-year-old come check out the cockpit for a second?
I always
might
peek
be a
in. I like to see what's going on.
That kid might be a bomb.
They disguise that 5-year-old as a bomb.
It's like a Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
He's a bomb.
He's a bomb.
Yeah. I wish we had, I don't know when we're going to get over this 9/11 crap, but cut that. All right. Pumpernickel.
We've said
Hot take.
pumpernickel like 30 times. I
No,
can't
we've
use
only
that
done
as
it
the
twice.
code
We've
word
only done
anymore.
it twice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Alright,
No,
yeah.
I'm not gonna
Now-
find that. I need a word. We need a new word.
You need a word?
grapefruit. Grapefruit's
You'll
the new
see
word.
this in the
Hey
docket.
Taylor.
No, I won't.
Final Cut Pro now transcribes. By
I'm
the
not
way,
gonna look that up. Oh.
In
Well,
Final
is that
Cut
your-
Pro?
is that
But
your
you
word?
can't
That sentence?
color correct in it, dude.
I have a
You can't-
question.
You can color correct all you
not
want.
with nodes, dude.
Not with nodes. I just thought
Not
I
with
would.
nodes.
I would
If Mike
add
was
that.
here, if Mike didn't have to move today, he would back me up
Dude,
on
I
this.
had
We
to
love
move
you,
today,
Mike.
and I'm here. Okay.
He had to move more than you.
He's
did as
leaving
his
sooner,
roommate.
but I got the deadline pushed to the 5th.
Why didn't he?
Leaving Nashville?
No, he does too.
So
Yeah,
Mike
that
is
really
Mike
good.
is.
But he just wants
his
to be out by
roommate.
the time he leaves for
It's the
Thanksgiving.
end of an era.
Fair enough.
He'll be
That
on the
is
next
an
one.
end of era.
Yeah, we just
You
got
guys
our
lived
renewal.
together.
We lived together for
We
a
did.
while.
You're still good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They're so cute.
You're not backing out on me, right?
So wholesome.
Hey, how's
So
your
wholesome.
dog, by the way?
Oh, she's great.
How is she?
What kind of dog?
She's a
We don't
beautiful
a mutt.
Oh,
They
Very,
just landed
very,
in their
very
lap.
pretty mutt.
beautiful
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Remind me her name?
Beautiful mug.
Piper.
Piper, that's right.
Yes. She was hanging around our neighborhood. Jackson was seeing her out. I was away on work, and she was kind of bebopping around. And
She was just in our yard.
yeah, she looked.
Bebopping.
She from the get go, she looked kind of friendly and kind of dumb. Like,
Yeah.
that was like the first. That was the
Yeah.
first, like, because we've been trying to lure some cats in.
Yeah.
And then Jackson sends me a picture of this dog, and I'm like, I hope the cats don't mind. And he's like, I don't know. It looks kind of like a dumbass to me.
Well, like every time I saw her, she had this look on her face. She'd just be like, and then I tried to
totally.
approach her, and then because she'd be all excited to see me, and then I would take one step towards her, and she would just run off and completely disappear. And then she'd show up the next day, same spot, or a different spot in the yard. And you're like, where are you coming from? Are you going like? It's like she's coming in and out of a portal to another world. She would just appear.
She
and then
still does
disappear.
that.
Yeah, she still does that. We can't like. We've tried to let her out in the yard, and she just cannot handle responsibility. She hasn't learned to stay in the yard.
Yeah.
It's like you could run around all you want right here.
Are you fenced
now.
in?
No, that's the problem.
Okay.
We'll probably have to do like a little like
There's
electric kind of.
the
Buzz
technology
fence.
has
Yeah, yeah.
come really far now. You can have like a Bluetooth fence. So you can literally get in the app and draw a circle around your house. No. Yeah.
Wait, how? Do you like set
It's
like
like a
stakes?
geolocation.
That's not surprising, yeah.
It's
No,
just
it's-
it's
you can just
GPS.
turn it
It's
on
like
and
a.
off.
It's just the tag itself is GPS, kind of like an air
But
tag.
how does it know? Satellites?
Yep.
Yeah.
The
The satellites just
fut-
shoot a laser?
The future's
down?
now, man.
Elon Musk himself beams a laser at your dog.
It's just
From space.
it's relative position. It's just relative position. If it's bouncing off
space.
He lives
I mean,
in the
it's-
satellite.
Well, this is how we. This is how we think it happens. This is how we think it happens.
It's
It's our best guess.
It's
But if you have,
hypothesis,
if you have,
conspiracy theories.
if you have multiple
Seems true.
satellites
Yeah, Elon's up there
verifying the
controlling them.
location of this one thing and it's cross-checking between multiple satellites, you get a pretty accurate
Yeah.
representation of where that location is.
So you don't have to install.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's so accurate. It can be. You literally can draw it along your property lines, and you don't need to dig out a big trench around your whole yard and put wiring in it, which is like
How
thousands
expensive
of
is that,
dollars.
though?
Like 150.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
The nicer
Like
one is like
150 a day?
600.
It's not that bad. It's
Yeah.
not that bad.
150 a
Subscription.
shock.
We had-
actually.
150 a shot. Every
Yeah,
time you
it's
dog
paid for
cross
a
it,
laser.
every time you reconfigure the line,
Musk
Yeah.
isn't cheap,
which you have to
dude.
do every time.
His
Right.
time isn't
You got to
It's
pay
always
the
off by
laser
one
guy
dollar.
too.
You got to pay Elon Musk to fire the laser
Yeah.
manually.
I know. Or I mean, we have talked
man.
about.
He's a busy
man. Elon Musk is a busy guy.
We
He's a
have
busy
talked
guy.
about maybe just like going to our landlords and be like, hey, do y'all mind? Like, we'll pay for like half of it if y'all want to fence in the backyard right now.
Right, because like he doesn't know.
Well, they know we have a dog now.
They know now.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
We just
How'd
let
they-
them find
They
out.
found
Yeah,
They
yeah.
wanted to come check our house out, which was
Yeah.
like, we were like, okay, you want to?
Yeah, we just woke up to a random email that was like, your house is scheduled for an inspection.
We got coffee that day. You're like, yeah, we have the dog for the day.
That was when they came to do the AC.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Before the inspection. Like,
Yeah,
we were
and
just
then-
like, we were still trying to keep her
I
on the
got you.
DL.
And then we were like, they're coming in for an inspection.
Like, well, there's no hiding this. Like, we have
Yeah.
a torn up couch, the carpet's
have a
torn
dog.
up.
Yes.
Yeah. There's tumbleweeds of hair. Like, there's no hiding it.
Yeah.
we might as well
Jackson just works late nights. He gets-
What's
he
that?
gets
What's
really-
that bag of dog food for?
Yeah. Like, we're just going to
Just
base
in
the
case.
music. And
Jackson gets hungry.
I get hungry at night sometimes.
What do you eat?
It's got a lot of protein in it.
Yeah.
Easy to come by.
Yeah.
Easy to come by. Last month,
Yeah.
No one wants it.
getting
First
there
dialect,
chewing
huh?
on it. Yeah, no one else eats it. I'm just out there
It's a
crunching.
trend. It's a trend.
It's a
Just
trend.
munching, baby.
Trend. Dog hair.
Munching.
Human safe dog food, It's the
Dude, when I was working at the brewery at the Harding House, we would have dog treats for the dogs, right? And there was one guy, he only showed up one time. He's like, are these for the dogs? I'm like, yeah, man, like give your dog a treat for sure. And he's like, thanks. and just munches that tree.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this.
I
dude.
think
yeah.
I totally did. Like,
Yeah.
That's some
Insane
good
behavior.
energy. That's some good energy. I like that.
That's
just
psychotic. He's definitely been on the news since then.
I stare that man dead in the eyes as he lost 1 year of his life eating that dog.
Dude, I would run into battle with that guy for sure.
Yeah,
if this
he's
was
crazy.
800 years
Yeah.
ago, I want that guy next to me.
Yeah, dude.
I want that guy in front.
I want him on the front lines.
That dude
where-
cares about his dog. Checking his food.
Yeah, right.
Give me that.
He's checking for poison. He's like,
It's good. It's good.
he's like, oh, it's fine.
Totally,
Here you go,
yeah.
bud. It's safe for my dog.
See, I do it the opposite way. Like,
Yeah.
any sketchy food, my dog's eating
You
it
give
first.
it to the dog. Yeah. Let them
Nah,
taste
don't-
it.
don't-
Sorry,
fuck
this
that.
is the agreement we've made. Buddy. I don't
You're here to protect me. That is why I
right.
got you.
Yeah, I feed you.
You barking intruders. You taste my food.
It's a trade-off here.
It's a trade-off. I
Man's
let
best
you.
friend,
Yeah.
dude.
So I was gonna
You
ask,
live in my house.
is there a topic for this podcast?
This
that
is
we
You're just
have?
asking this
It
now?
is
Deviled eggs.
so late
There's
for that.
no
topic.
Yeah,
You're like
well,
an
This
hour
podcast
in.
is ending. right
Yeah,
We're an hour
now.
and
We're
a
about
half.
done with this, and
Yeah.
you're asking about the topics.
It is.
It all comes back
far
to deviled
past
eggs.
The
that.
Yeah.
topics is
I was
we're chilling.
enjoying that we never mentioned anything about the deviled eggs.
We just
No,
ate
no,
them.
or
Yeah.
the
I
new
made deviled
faces
eggs.
or the cocktails.
How
we just
dare
kinda
you?
started
How
going.
dare you not mention the buns that I brought?
Well,
I mean, they
you
saw
just
us
mentioned
eat
buns
it.
were
We-
delicious.
I'm saying, I'm
They were
saying it's
delicious.
better that we didn't mention
I'll
it.
take-
I think
I'll
so
take-
too.
yeah.
I think it's
We're eating raw bread, deviled eggs,
Yeah,
drinking a
and-
mysterious alcohol.
yeah, we're just
And then
we're
some box
with
assembling
wine.
5 guys around a really
cocktails.
small table.
It's incredible.
Anybody want to split this last bun with me?
I'm good, man. That's
I'll
your
take a
bun.
little
Do it
bite.
like the wishbone.
Okay, you guys,
Oh, I get to.
do you guys
do
know
that.
Barstool Sports?
Yeah.
Never heard
You know, like the Sunday conversations they do, like the podcast.
Caleb
which
Presley,
are-
yeah.
Which also have like no topic. They just ask a bunch of silly questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have Glenny Balls, who's always in the corner, just doing random shit. I
Eating
feel like
ice cream.
that's
funny.
what this is gonna be.
Yes.
So you're just zooming in on like me grabbing a Hawaiian roll.
If my editing
There's probably so
skills-
many of those moments.
If
Yeah.
I put that much time into editing, it
I'll
could
do
be
the
that.
video.
You
I'll,
just-
I'll
you
find
gotta
it
find-
later.
Hey,
Yeah.
you said it. It's
You just
on
gotta
camera.
find the little
Shit, never
things,
mind, never mind.
the little like clickbaity things.
No.
Totally. Just pull them out. Let's put them online.
Yeah, Dan, can I ask you a question sponsored by Premium Spice?
Yeah, exactly.
Why is our
my-
cider asking us
It's
questions?
not even branded though.
Who let
Yeah, can we do a new
No name.
segment presented by Mamitas?
Yeah.
who let the cider
This was
start asking
called
questions?
"Would You Rather Die." So
Do we have a good?
No, clearly not.
I'll hit y'all with some good would you rather's.
No,
Let's go.
I refuse.
They always get so heinous though.
gay son or thought.
no, we're not going into there. Dude, we'll really have the internet on fire. Ooh. Actually, I do have a good
Don't
one.
act like you just thought of this. You've had this.
You know,
one on
I just
deck
thought
for
of it.
the-
I actually did just think
This
of
is
it.
always in the back of his mind.
Entrepreneur in the Instagram bio son or multi-level marketing scheme daughter.
Wait.
Say it one more
Repeat, like,
time.
would you
Okay,
rather?
okay.
Would you rather what?
Would you rather?
Yeah, where's the,
Would you
what's
rather
the,
have
There's no
a
verb.
son?
What's
There's
the
no
verb?
verb in that conversation.
Would you rather
Who
have a
was a kill?
son,
Like-
Name
a
two
son
nouns.
that has
Oh, okay,
like
your son, your
entrepreneur
daughter.
in your son.
Hashtag rise and grind as well.
Yeah, like he's like a Sigma male,
Ooh, that's-
rise and
that's a-
grind,
that's a
entrepreneur
different
type guy,
person.
and
Yeah.
he's just like he never says what his business is, but it's just drop shipping like from Indonesia.
He's making money,
Yeah, of
bro.
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or your daughter does a pyramid scheme. Pyramid scheme daughter or a
Oh,
son
dude.
with a
How-
bunch of
how-
family
Pyramid
businesses.
scheme
How
daughter.
much is she in the
full
pyramid
on,
scheme?
Because every daughter is gonna go through a pyramid scheme. Easy to get out of.
Yeah, true.
Pyramid scheme, like that, like the son thing is like almost more of like a personality trait.
It's kind of built
The
in. It's
pyramid
not on
scheme
you.
thing is more of like
Yeah, if it's at that point, you kind of messed
She was
up.
duped. You know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
she's gonna learn a lesson and she'll be fine. The
Unless,
son might not learn the lesson in time.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Actually,
He's in trouble.
I agree with you. I'm gonna
That's a really
offer.
good point.
I'm gonna offer the devil's advocate.
Okay.
Devil's
Let's
eggs
hear
here.
it.
Okay.
Wait, okay, kind of like we were talking about
Deviled
earlier.
eggs.
The egg advocate.
He's got his egg in him. He's ready to offer the devil's advocate.
Sponsored by the
He
Devil's
did not
Eggs.
like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Everything about Dan's body rejected that.
That was a full body response.
Full body story. That's the clip.
Let me offer devil's advocate just straight.
There's a lot of good clips in here, though.
I forgot
I'm
the
doing
text
AI
it, yeah.
clips, dude. I ain't got time for
I'm
that.
so sorry. I really am.
I opened my mouth. You inserted.
What, sponsored by these deviled eggs. What's
Yeah.
your
What was I going to say?
You're devil's advocate. You're
Okay.
yeah.
Kinda
Be his advocate.
What we were talking about earlier about how you do one thing is how you do everything, or maybe we didn't say that. But
Yeah, you
that's,
synthesize the
we
things that
sort
you're
of said-
doing.
yeah.
You put them together. and
that's
help
one of my
them.
favorite quotes, as I always say to
Yeah,
Taylor.
I've since adopted.
How you do
the
one thing is how you do everything, right?
Yes.
That's a good
different
yeah.
jobs, different skill sets, mindsets. Where was I going with that? So the son, maybe he's got some good qualities there.
Yeah,
He's rising and grinding, perhaps.
that's true.
So he could then translate that elsewhere. Where the daughter is just like, she's got duped, she's fucked.
She just took the only.
Well,
option
What can
to
you
do
take
that
from the
shit up.
pyramid
Yeah.
scheme? You know?
I was on Dan's page too. Like the son is probably insufferable. Absolutely, I can see how he dresses and I can hear how he
Yeah.
talks.
But at least he's got some like get
At
up and
least,
go.
like,
Maybe.
Maybe he starts like something cool. Like you don't have to talk to him all the time. Like he's
right. He
moved
could
out,
actually
you know.
start his own
Man,
business.
if
Hire
I
someone to
grow
manage
up
it,
and I
you know.
I have a son that I don't want to talk to all the time, I have failed as a father.
I want to hang out with my son.
but
my
that's the
impression-
nature of what would you rather. Fair enough. Yeah.
My impression was that like this guy is not these things,
Yeah, I mean,
but
there's
he said, "Oh, put
that's
it on."
that's
Like,
kind of
put him
how
on
I that's kind of how I took
Wait,
it.
we need
He's
to.
live on the
We need
podcast.
to be quiet for Mike.
we have a
Mike
call in.
Mike Jefferies. Mike,
Go ahead, caller.
you're live on the air. I've always wanted to say that.
Is it still going strong?
It's still going strong, baby.
Strong as hell.
Hey, you might have a couple surprise guests coming in about 20 or 30
Wait, hold on.
I don't know about
How
that.
many are we
How
talking?
many surprise guests?
Me and maybe one other.
Oh,
I don't know.
so
if
that's a
we-
couple. That's
Well,
a couple.
hold on.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I might not be here in 30 minutes also.
you
but
could. Okay, so
there
you
go.
could replace Dan.
We'll see.
We-
No,
just
I'm not
saying,
replaceable.
We don't have that many cameras.
We can adjust it. We get a wide angle.
He can share a chair with me.
Okay, we'll make it work. Come on by, dude.
I'm going to try to be there in about 20 minutes.
Are you moving?
We'll hold you to it.
Yeah, I'm done for tonight. I got a lot done.
Let's go.
Okay, in case, Mike,
Okay.
can you hear me?
I'm going to call Gray, and then I'll be there. I'll see you guys soon.
Wait.
Oh, we're gonna get Gray.
Wait,
yeah.
is it Gray?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can he bring his banjo?
Probably not.
What
What?
if he did it instead of not bringing it? What if he did bring it?
What is?
Yeah. what
Good
is-
point. Great
It's at
point.
his house, and he's not at his house. He's closer to you guys right now. It would take like 30 minutes.
Where are you?
Oh.
Do you have a banjo on you?
No, I got to call you guys back. He's calling me. I got to
This is a fantastic call.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Okay, goodbye.
Well, what if we made
Podcast on.
I
the
wanted to
air.
ask him the
Take
would you
second
rather,
chair.
just in case he doesn't make it. I wanted to at least get him
You
to-
probably should just like be on the podcast while you're on the phone.
yeah, yeah, just in case you don't make it.
Yeah.
Does,
We end
I
the
don't
next
think he's gonna
15
make
minutes.
it.
does,
We might jam though. So.
does,
Yeah.
Gray,
Yeah.
does Gray play guitar?
Yeah, he plays a lot of things.
He plays everything.
So I have an acoustic.
Yeah, he's
We
Put him
could
on
do
the
something like
acoustic.
that.
He plays guitar.
We could put you on
He's
tambourine.
great. He's great.
Yeah.
I always saw you as a Tambo player.
Yeah.
We should have told Mike to bring his camera.
Well, maybe
Yeah, we
he'll
just spoke to a
think bring it.
videographer.
Good thing
We're
we
like,
have
oh, we're not gonna have
phones.
enough cameras.
Yeah,
No.
we
Good
got
thing that-
phones. We got
that
iPhones.
communication
No, this
exists.
is the Guarding Groove podcast. We only use nice cameras.
We only use
All the cameras are
iPhones
nice.
are all right.
Every camera, by the way, for those watching because you can't see, is a Red Dragon camera.
Yes.
Is
What does
a
that mean?
5K.
He doesn't know what that means.
It's like one of those, they're like cinematic level.
5K versus 4K. Or are you saying $5,000?
I think they're- both actually. They're all $20,000 actually.
He has
If
no
you
clue.
were
were,
not
if you were
Sony's-
watching, you would know. But
Yeah,
you know.
if
So,
you're watching right now,
That
you
brings us to the next segment. Who can break the cameras fastest?
yeah.
Dude, do you think anybody has listened to this at this point?
There's
No.
no chance
Right
anybody
now?
listens to this.
I'd be so surprised if someone has
I mean,
listened to this point.
This
If
is
they're
a great.
still listening,
Oh,
get some
oh,
help.
like-
You're
What?
sick.
If they-
I was
yeah.
confused. 'Cause we're not. like live, right? Are we live? What the
We've
fuck's
been
going on?
live for
This is-
so
we're talking
long.
to future Taylor
How do
here,
podcasts
obviously.
work?
Oh, it's not live, but like
Future Taylor. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, anybody in the future that's listening to this, are they still listening?
Probably not.
I'd be so
Probably
upset.
not.
We
I
cut
say,
it. Let's
I
cut
say
it.
we just scrap it, the entire
Yeah.
thing.
Absolutely
Thing, let's
not.
start over.
No, I can get this 2 hours.
An empty plate.
Start at the beginning with Mike and
Yeah.
Gray. We need more. That's the problem. We don't have enough people.
That,
We need more
that's what
people.
it
We
is.
need
There's
more
too
mics.
much room at this
More
table.
We need more people talking
too
about
much
each
room
other.
at
Less
this
mics.
table, yeah.
It's
Less
stressing me
mics,
out
more
the more you
people.
talk.
Yes.
Less mics. Okay, yeah, everyone's sharing 3 people to a mic,
Yeah.
and everyone has
then I
to.
can't do my auto.
And you can only talk in harmonies.
Dan understands.
You have to talk at the same time. Too.
Should we move to music mode then, if that's
Sure.
the case? If he's
Yeah,
coming
let's
over
do
here?
it.
By the time we get set up, they'll probably be.
That's probably perfect.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I would
Let's
have
use the
time to
bathroom.
pee.
Dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
we should all say what we're thankful for.
That was my
My
idea.
God.
Yes, this is a Thanksgiving episode.
It's a Thanksgiving
We'll
episode.
end it with that.
Who wants to go first?
I'll start.
Okay.
Oh, were you getting?
Dan, you should tell Jackson to go first.
Jackson.
I guess I'll go first. I am
Thank you for that honor,
thankful
Taylor.
for having such good people around because it's been. Man, I'm trying to be
my
heartfelt here.
God,
This guy's
dude.
making fun of me.
I love you. I love
I'm
you.
kidding.
You're going first.
I had a point that I was going at with this. This year's been a crazy year. It's been a lot of good things, a lot of bad things, but also a lot of good things.
All true.
And the people in my life, especially the people in Nashville here, have been my favorite part of all of it because we get together and we hang out a couple times a week usually, and we go do fun stuff and we play music together and work on music stuff, and we're all chasing our dreams.
Yeah, dude.
And it's fun to have y'all around.
Yeah, speaking of, you almost got an album finished, right?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Plug that shit.
Yeah, I got an
When does it
album.
come out? Do you think?
August 8th of next year is the plan, but it may be
That's
sooner.
very specific.
Yeah,
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 that is very
I was
specific,
trying to drop
What
it.
time of
Very
day?
far away.
Yeah, it is. I got
Very
three.
long.
Feels
got
like a
time.
9:38 type of
9:30.
vibe.
What do you
Yeah.
think you'll wear when you release it?
Clothes.
I might just bring out the Teletubby costume, honestly.
I think you should. I think anyone wearing a Teletubby costume is getting some views.
Yeah, what if I did the Teletubby costume, but I put the Leprechaun costume on top? Of
He
the
must be
Teletubby costume?
releasing an album today. He only does this when he releases an album.
And I'll walk around in public like that.
All right,
I'll
you've got
walk
time
in-
to suss this out.
Yeah.
And hopefully not.
I'm gonna
do
walk
any of
into
that.
Mitchell's in the middle of Rush and be like,
Yes.
I have an album!
Yeah.
Also,
Scream.
one turkey
and-
avocado.
Funnily enough, that won't be the only time that has happened.
that won't even be the
That'll
first.
be the second, probably.
So that's, yeah,
That's exciting,
so,
dude.
yeah, music and friends and living in Nashville, living the dream, as
Doing
they
cool
say.
things.
That's a
Cool
beautiful
things.
answer.
If we, I guess we'll go
The good dreams and the bad
around the
dreams.
table.
The nightmares,
All the dreams,
in,
man.
all of them are
in the
happening.
same vein. I was able to move to Nashville this year and
sir.
start living with my boy Jackson here.
And a
then-
sweet little pup.
And then about halfway through the year, I was able to get a new job that has me in Nashville, full time rather than on the weekend. So that's been great. I've been enjoying exploring the city and, meeting everybody and hanging out with everybody. And then along with that is by moving to Nashville and living with Jackson, I've kind of explored and grown a love for music and learning to play instruments and whatnot.
You're picking up
and
the drums, right?
I am.
Got a
So-
boy.
yeah.
You can hang on a jam. We're about to find out.
Yeah,
He's
so the
tam-
pressure's
tambourine,
they
yeah.
relegated me to the tambourine.
They'll switch out, switch out.
If he does well, we'll give you the hi hat.
They can't play the whole time.
But that's it's been a really good year.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, well, I'm gonna say the same thing. In the same vein as you two. It's been a really interesting year for me. Probably my busiest year in terms of career and drumming, which has been super fruitful and fulfilling. It's also been a really hard year, going through a breakup earlier in the year.
Preach.
Preach, yeah.
Hey.
We're all single, whoever's listening. Or maybe not by the time this airs, we'll see.
Yeah, I plan on not being single by the time this airs.
Let's go.
So whenever it airs, you gotta tell me because I
This
gotta find a girl. No,
I was about to dig in some tea. I was
zero
like,
prospects.
is there a prospect and when is this
no
happening?
prospects. But I'm just saying, like, this is my goal. Just
Tough.
whenever it airs.
You got a few days.
good. That's
Get
what
to
I
work,
work,
bud.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's winter. It's cold outside.
Grateful for work.
Cuffing season.
Grateful for all of you guys, friendships. Podcast that I do as well with Nathan has been a boon to my existence.
Nashville's Drummers
It's been
Podcast.
Wait, no, boon to my
Nashville Drummers
existence.
Podcast.
Isn't that like a negative?
Bane
Bane,
is
yeah.
what the word you're looking for.
I didn't mean to say any of that. Never mind.
Tyler Boone to your existence. Shout out Tyler Boone.
So maybe
We don't have
expand
your-
on that. What's
Next
like
time.
been the best
We're
thing
using a
work-wise you've
different
done
product.
this year? Like, what was your favorite thing that you were able to do?
I played some cool, more milestone gigs for me. I was subbing with the country artist Shane Prophet, and we did this Riverfront Revival Music Festival in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And we opened for, technically sort of opened for Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh wow!
Like we shared the same stage earlier, and it was it was a festival
Yeah.
lineup, so
Yeah.
we weren't technically the exact opener, but
Hell yeah!
it was. We got like world treatment. It was kind of one of the bigger gigs for me, and kind of experienced that. So
Yeah.
Well,
That's awesome.
hoping for more of that. Yeah.
we were talking about this.
The party
like,
animals thing looked fun too.
Yeah,
that's
how
cool
could I
too.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
whole other story. I spent a whole podcast about
Yeah,
the
geez.
Savannah Bananas and that whole thing, but yeah.
We were talking. We were at the pub or something a few days or weeks ago,
As
and
we are.
and then we were probably also at the pub a year ago when you were talking about like, yeah, I want to get more like road gigs and I want to start playing out more, and like a year passes and you're doing what you said you wanted to be doing,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
so it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it feels good to kind of
Cool to see.
speak those things into existence,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's been a lot of work, It's easier said than done, of course, but
You're working harder than
Yeah.
most people I know.
I'm trying.
Maybe more everybody that I know.
We all
Hey,
are,
man. Okay. No,
You're barely working.
You're not wrong.
You're barely working.
I don't really work at all, actually.
No,
I don't work.
You're working hard.
So what's
too.
this?
Yeah,
slot
am
in
I,
grade?
am I not
work
the
and I
only
am
one with a
proud
9 to
of not
5 here? I'm the only one with a 9
I
to
got
5.
9 to 5.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I don't work a 9 to 5. I work
Yeah.
like an 11 p.m. to like
1.
11 p.m. 3 days later.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Nah, but I'm on the road as a tech, which I am thankful for. It's cool to get to like
How
have
long
your
you been doing
job.
that?
Be since March. So yeah, on the road with Gary Allan, stage left tech. Stage right
a big
tech
deal.
is was like Eric Clapton's guitar tech for 30 years. Lee
Whoa.
Dixon.
That's
Like I get to
so
learn under
crazy.
him.
So wait,
Yeah.
I'm uninitiated. You literally have different techs for different sides of the stage.
Yeah.
In case
So-
something goes wrong on one side.
Yeah, I take care of 4 guitars, steel guitar, 4 amps, 3 to 4 amps, and 3 keyboards,
Nice.
including a B3 and a Leslie.
Hell yeah.
So I'm in
that's a lot
charge
of
of like,
gear.
making sure that stuff works
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Which is like
It's
pretty
old
much how it
technology.
goes. It's like 30. We do a line check, and then 30 minutes before the show, you just pray for that span of time.
We gotta be on
And
all the time.
You gotta be on, yeah. Like that 30 minutes, you're tuning, you're setting the stage. Like, I unload semis, I set up everything, and like it's been cool. I'm excited to like ride that and like see
Yeah.
how far that takes me. Like
Yeah, for sure.
like getting on with different
You're just getting
acts and like
started,
seeing
really.
what all happened. Yeah, oh man, I just started this year, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
cool. It's a great entry level job, and Gary's a great guy, and it's fantastic. I mean, I grew up listening to him, and
That's cool.
It's super
That's
cool.
such a good guy to learn under.
Yeah.
That's a resume builder in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
Just being able to say like,
just getting references. You know,
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
people who can say that you can do the job.
yeah,
That's,
somebody
that's
that
what
can
you
vouch
need on
for
your
you.
resume. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
that is
Yes.
one thing, and then releasing music as well and writing and
Yep.
getting a because I have a portfolio like with my band. I used to be a part of Juke of June, which we may play a few. We're not technically a band anymore, but at the same time, next year we might play some shows. So,
Nice.
so like we'll
Okay.
see what actually happens and
Dipping your toe.
if we can
into
stay away from
possibly-
each other that long.
yeah.
See what happens. But so that's cool. I'm excited for that. Excited for the teching. Excited to have a portfolio of my own
Yeah.
to show people on the road or otherwise.
Yeah, you're being smart about it. You're doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
That's cool to see.
It all funnels to one thing, which is like making a living, writing music, and putting out that music.
Yeah.
You know.
And
That's the
on that,
theme
would you say Nashville's the place to be to do that?
Yeah, for me right now,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, like it's all about being mobile. If you get called out somewhere, then it'd be nice to not be tied to Nashville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
available. being
But
flexible.
Nashville's a great place to be if you want to get called out somewhere.
For
There
sure.
you go.
Yeah, that's very true.
So yeah.
Taylor?
That's very true.
Last but not least,
Yes, I'm very fortunate to be in the space
Is this all within this year? This space, or is this
September 2021, right?
okay?
Is that right?
No, that
2022. Sorry,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
September 2023.
Well, we did.
You should know.
I'm panicking because I'm on the
we
spot.
had our first podcast that we recorded. We didn't release them until January, but our first podcast we recorded was about this time last year, give or take a month.
Gotcha.
but then,
like-
yeah. In
So
terms
it's
of
been about
space,
about a year of the space.
So yeah.
Well, Dan,
so
you were our first guest, weren't you? Or
I think I was.
second?
Yeah.
first like video guest where I didn't mess up the.
Oh,
video.
Lake was our first guest.
So Lake was very okay. So Lake was very first. Lake was
Yeah.
January, but I messed up the video of it, so it was only audio. And then Dan was number 3. I forget who number 2 was. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I
I don't
wasn't the
remember
first,
who number
yeah.
2 was. I'm not sure.
Who was
I don't know. But so the podcast has been a year, but the Garden Groove space has been about a year and a half ish. I think that's right. Something like that.
Well, the opening party was in September.
yes,
last
which
year.
was like
which I was there for, believe it or not.
yeah, dude.
yeah, I
Yes.
was. Before I
guy.
even lived here, I was
My
there
guy.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah. Moments.
yeah.
For real.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm one of the most fortunate people to be walking on this planet. Like,
Jeez.
to, like,
Get a load of this guy.
to have this, to be in this house, to be in this space,
Yeah.
to be as healthy as I am, to have the family that I have and the parents that I have and the friends that I have, it's craziness.
Yeah.
It's
Hey.
craziness.
Pretty
Hey,
special.
cheers to that, man.
feel like I
cheers
like
to that.
worship.
Cheers to that.
Also,
boy.
I have
another
empty
thing.
glass. I have empty glass.
Oh no.
I
gotta
just
get a beer.
knew.
I'll get a beer. I'll get a
That's
beer.
not allowed.
I
I
have anything on
heard
Mantra,
a quote that kind of put things into perspective for me a little
You
bit.
don't wanna have that.
It's like everything is a huge problem. Everything that you're not happy about in your life can be a huge problem to you
Yeah.
until you lose your health. And if all of a sudden the doctor finds something and something goes wrong, your health starts to decline, that's the only thing that matters.
Because you know when
And-
you get sick, you're like,
Yeah.
am I ever going to do well again?
Yeah. What was it like before
What
this?
was it like to be able
Right.
to breathe?
All those times I took breathing through my nose for granted.
I'd trade it all.
Dude, much less like being in the legit hospital, you know, for something serious. Oh, are we about to pull a fun maneuver?
Is
up
that-
with
is
the-
This is not gonna work.
Is that
at all.
not a twist off?
It's not a twist off. We're gonna try it.
Do it in front of the camera so we get a good
No,
shot.
God, do not.
Just don't do it
I
in front
want
of
a
the
clip
camera.
out of
50
this.
ways to do this. This is not one of them.
I
While,
would've-
while they're doing that. Yeah, I agree. So you're saying just like have that perspective.
Yeah, just
Like-
kind of
I'll
remembering
I'll
like,
try the belt buckle.
man, I
Yeah.
can get so caught up. In
I think especially especially us in Nashville, as in the music industry, we get so inundated with like the details of day to
Okay, no, I got
day.
you. I got you.
I can't do
Like
it.
comparing
I
ourselves
used
to
to do the
others.
belt
Am I
buckle.
doing enough? Am I doing the
and
right
the people
things?
that are doing more than us,
Yeah.
seemingly, or you know, maybe is that working?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, on
yeah,
camera.
yeah. Come on.
Put it right behind me. I love it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well done.
Hold your applause.
there you go.
Yeah, I was just
necessary
saying, you know, it
'cause the
puts it
toast.
in perspective. Yeah, toast to health.
To help.
To
baby.
perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a perspective. You know, it's real easy in the rat race of Nashville to look at the other people that are your age or younger than you or
That's
slightly
what you
older
said
than
in
you.
your podcast here.
You know, that you can look around at people that are doing better than you or maybe had a few more lucky breaks than you had.
Better.
Yeah, and better's relative too, but just maybe that it feels like somebody's ahead of you and you're like, oh, why am I not there? And then it's like, man, if I went to the doctor tomorrow and found out that I had some sort of rare disease that was going to take years to treat and maybe my life is threatened, none of that would ever matter. None of that, every single one of those things that I spend all my time obsessing over and like thinking about how do I get to the next stage and how do I go forward one step? All that would not matter all of a sudden.
Yep.
It's like, man, just being able to like think about, oh, I'm healthy, I'm alive,
Yeah.
I'm still doing what I want
Everything
to
on
do.
top
Yeah.
of that is just
Yeah,
it's just-
yeah. I'm
it's
still
just
chasing
plus.
my dreams,
Yeah.
and I have good people around me that are also doing
100%.
it. you know?
Everybody has a different baseline. Like
Yeah.
there's some people that are at that point and like even being able to like to walk is a crazy thing. Or right? Like that
Yeah.
that would be like a man,
Yeah.
like I wish I could do that. Or even like man, like for me, like I wish I could play like guitar. photogenic. Like he's a fantastic drummer.
I was like, what instrument is that?
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's not a guitar.
Play like a
Is that a yeah? I was like, it sounds like sitar.
Is this a variant of the guitar that I don't know?
yeah.
It's the Sri Lankan guitar.
But like his bass line is different than mine. His bass line is ahead of mine. So like
Yeah.
maybe my life would be better if I could play as well as him. Like
Yeah.
maybe.
There's
I don't know.
There's a healthy way to look up. You know, it's like he's looking
Yeah.
up to people. He wants to play like other people.
Yeah.
You want to play like him
He's
or
got a
other
different bass
people.
line.
Like it's like, you know, you want to have people you look up to as in like, I like what they're doing and I would love to make a living as in the way they are.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and like have the same skill level they do.
Yeah.
There's always been people with more skill. You're gonna be 80 years old. There's gonna be a better keyboardist than you.
Oh, yeah.
There's gonna be
Yeah.
a better, and you and like
They're
you're
always in
you know,
Asia.
Dude,
yeah, in some country somewhere.
Right. Yeah. I was telling Blake about that concept of like the greatest guitarist is not somebody who was on the Billboard charts. It's some dude in Kazakhstan in a random village that doesn't have the
Absolutely shred.
just shredding beyond anyone's comprehension, but doesn't have the resource. Oh my God. We're talking about what we're thankful
Can you make it
Oh
to the
my God.
minefield of cameras?
It's hilarious.
Where have y'all been?
Look at this.
Does it really?
it's his.
It's just
eggs.
eggs.
Okay, hold on.
We are a bunch of farts, man.
So we're gonna move to the music side of things.
Yeah.
before
Well,
Can
this
we
gets
let them
too
say what
chaotic.
they're thankful for?
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
what
yeah.
you're
I
thankful
heard all this
for.
last night. We had Friendsgiving last night. I don't want to hear this again.
Yeah. Well, no. Who has the best camera? Do it in.
This one's pretty
You
good.
go in Brad's camera.
Mine's
Yeah.
good.
I was
Yeah.
hoping this
Come
was
sit
right.
on Jackson's lap.
Great.
Come sit on
Really
Jackson's
hoping
lap.
it's
Give me what you're thankful for, and then we'll move to music.
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
Mouth up on the mic.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, you have to be
Mike's
touching
in
the
your
mic.
mouth all the way up.
You have to
Mike's in
touch
your
the
way.
mic.
I just like
Nice jacket,
suck
Mike.
on it for 7 seconds.
Okay,
Get close.
Great. Give me what you're thankful for this year.
I am extremely thankful for everybody I've gotten to play with this year, guys.
Hell yeah.
I mean, lots of new people, lots of old people, new friends, old friends. So yeah, that's what I'm thankful for.
boy.
And thankful for playing with new people next year.
Hey, there we
Damn
go.
straight.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
Thankful for what's to come.
Okay, where's
Exactly.
Mike?
You're gonna, Mike, look here. Look here.
Okay, give me what you're thankful for this year.
I'm thankful for all of you.
Damn straight. Yes.
That's funny because I'm
You're thankful
Meeting
for
you and then meeting all these people, all these
Yeah.
wonderful dudes right here
That's
in this
sweet,
space,
sweet
getting to help
jacket.
you with all this. Been a pleasure.
I've shouted you out a few times on this podcast
know.
because there's a definitive moment from where the cameras looked really bad to really good. And
Yes.
I've shouted you out
Hey, there you go. There you go.
maybe
There you
3
go.
times at this point where like Mike is the reason why this podcast now looks good. This is Mike, everybody.
Mike is just quietly crushing it in this city. It's,
Damn
I love
straight.
to
You might
see
get
it.
a Grammy nomination.
Where have y'all been?
Likely.
Oscar nomination for cinematography.
Well, Mike's been moving houses. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I've
Like
been
physical
But
moving
with
houses?
like y'all just was that just for the bit or y'all been drinking that while doing it?
doing it.
Wait with this.
Yeah.
That was your answer. That was your answer right there.
Case closed.
This is just in my car.
That's for emergencies only.
Shout out Four Roses.
I'm about to go on to a
Not
podcast.
shout out Four Roses.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have to go to music
What are your
mode.
real
Yeah,
Wait, I got one more. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
got one
No,
more
that's you.
question. All right. Would you rather have
Yes.
a son that is an entrepreneur that has like
Grindset,
entrepreneur,
Sigma, like-
yeah, or a daughter that does a pyramid scheme?
Great.
You gotta phrase it better.
Yeah,
Than
the
that,
first
I
one
feel
you
like.
kind of phrased it differently.
You phrased it as though it's a good thing to have, like, because you said, "Would you rather have a son who's an entrepreneur?" That's like all you said.
Okay, no. He
That's
said,
not what it is.
he said,
Yeah.
son with
Sigma.
entrepreneur in his bio on
Emphasis
Instagram.
Emphasis on the air quotes.
Yeah,
He
emphasis
puts
on
on
the
videos
air
like how to get
quotes.
rich in a month,
Yeah,
right? That
Yeah,
kind of guy.
if you're listening, there's air quotes, heavy air quotes in this. Entrepreneur in the Instagram bio. Probably just is trying to do drop shipping or something. Or a daughter that does the multi-level marketing. You know?
Well, I'd probably say my bro who just moved to Austin this year, and he's in the tech industry, and he's I like him.
for him to be your son?
But is he doing it actually?
Interesting answer. I like it. I like it.
What a twist.
Shout out to my buddy.
I
who's been
reject
in
your
the
two
podcast.
options. I reject your two options and substitute my own.
I actually have a guy in mind who I'd like to have be my son.
A couple guys in
Mike,
mind.
what's your answer to the question?
As he's tricking.
You might have to restate it.
Sigma male son or pyramid scheme daughter?
What was the first thing you said?
Sigma male.
Sigma male.
Entrepreneurial.
Grind
Says he's like wake up
entrepreneurial.
and grind, but he's really just like
Crypto.
not.
Andrew
like,
Tate.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Both sound kind of lame.
That's the point.
that's the
You
point.
gotta choose
You're-
one, man.
Be a good
Real
father, though.
keen.
Maybe I'd go with the first one and like work with them because the pyramid
That's
scheme
what
is
we
just,
said.
like,
Yeah,
that's what me and Dan said.
What's the reasoning?
Here's the thing. It's like
Let
the
him
pyramid
talk.
scheme is like it's a phase. Like
Like
that like lasts like a year and then it's done. The other thing's like a personality
it
trait.
takes
I don't know.
Like you gotta
My
get
thing is,
therapy.
You
for that
get
one.
you got duped. Like most of us are like, oh, that's a pyramid scheme.
One is like
You
one
fell
is
into
like
it.
oh, she got tricked. The other is like this guy like needs to like go back to school and like
Yeah, it's who he
Yeah,
is.
they
more so.
really
Exactly.
actually learn some more lessons in his early
Maybe.
childhood. But,
Okay, we got to move to music
Yeah,
mode. This
music,
is so
music.
chaotic
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so horrible to listen to. It's,
End of podcast.
everybody.
and
know
then
I'm
the
in
first
this bar
half of
anyway.
the podcast, we'll go to music mode now.
Cut.
Music mode cut.
Music mode.
All right.
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, you ready? Don't take that ride. Don't take that ride. Don't take that ride. Take that ride. Take that ride. Don't take that ride. Don't take that ride. Don't take that ride.
best tones for using his left hand as a key bass and his right hand as an organ. And I don't know which is the better.